start our class today. So beginner's class, we're actually going to start on the mat. Most of it's going to be down on the mat today. Going through some real basics. So on your hands and knees. That's better, then I can see you. All right. In this position, we're going to start with our pelvic clock. So we're going to tuck that pelvis under, around your back, tilt the head down. And we're going like a full 360, doing around the world with the whole body. Warming it up, arching, going sideways, tucking under. Really feel that whole spine moving. Pull that belly button in, tuck the head down. We're going one way. Nice. And last time, and then we're going to change sides. So we're not moving forward and back, we're just going around. Nice. And then changing direction. Breathing out, making sure you're getting that whole 360 with that pelvic clock. Tummy pulled in as you tuck, head under. Let's go for 2 more. Nice. 1. Now from here, put your feet together, open those knees up. We're going to push back into a child's pose. And then coming forward, and I want you to drop your hips down towards the floor, but think of lifting your chest. Slide those shoulders down and back, and then taking it back into that child's pose. Protect your back here. If you find as you drop your hips that it gets a little uncomfortable, you can stop here, squeeze, only go as low as you feel comfortable, making sure you slide those shoulders down and back. Let's go for 2 more, breathing out. Nice, sliding those scapula down your back, dropping the hips, lift the chest. And last one, tummy pulled in, breathing out, push back. And forward, sliding those shoulders down and back. Very nice. Now taking your right leg in front of you. Knee over your ankle, slide your back leg back, hands on the inside, and let's rotate those hips side to side. Breathing out, stretching that front glute, back hip flexor and your hip capsule. Nice, make sure we have a nice warm up. 1 more, and from here, taking it back, stretching, straightening that front knee, and coming forward. So whatever you need to do to get that front knee straight, wherever you need to move the hands, if it's moving them back, if it's coming up, and coming forward, lift your chest. You want to move your hands as little as you have to, but as much as you need. Make sure you straighten that front knee. Digging that heel in, sticking your bum out. Nice, 1 more. And coming forward. Nice, let's change sides. Left leg in front, knee over ankle, slide that back leg back, hands on the floor, and let's rotate those hips side to side. That's it. Perfect. Nice, and then from here, taking that bum back, straightening that front knee, feeling that stretch and coming forward. Good, breathing out. We're going for 5, that's awesome. So the workout's all down on the mat today, going through some real basics, but it's always so good to actually reconnect and do it again, because then we can really focus on that core. Last one, stretch. Beautiful. All right, coming down onto your back. We're going to start with our pelvic curl. So lying on your back, bring your feet nice and close to your bottom so we activate and target the glutes. Tummy pulled in. We're going to breathe out, push through the heels, roll that coccyx up towards the ceiling. Lifting up, and on a breath out, curling down. From your rib cage, go 1 vertebra at a time. Make sure your coccyx, cramp. If you feel like you're going to cramp, either bring your heels a little bit closer so it's less hamstrings, and curling down. I want you to imagine that there's a piece of string tied to your coccyx, and it's pulling you up, first pushing through those heels, sucking in that belly button, and then as you go down, it's almost resisting your down all the way, and it's the last thing to touch the floor. If you find your shoulders are rounded, open the palms up towards the ceiling, and that just opens up your chest as well. Tummy pulled in, breathing out. Nice. Let's go for 2 more. Curling up, scooping in those abs, pushing through the butt, and down. Last one, we're going to hold it up there. So in this position, reconnect that tilt. We're going to do little pulses. You want to think of squeezing up, pulsing up. Breathing out as you squeeze. Keep those abs engaged. Squeeze the bum for 10, 9, 8, 6. Pull in those abs. 3, 2, 1. Curling all the way down. Imagine that piece of string resisting. Beautiful. And hug those knees into your chest. We're going to go back into that pelvic curl position. We're going to be playing here for a little bit. Right. Placing those feet down. We're going to lift up the hips and we're going to march. So pull that tummy in. You want to push the heel on the floor. Push it into the floor. Breathing out as you lift. That's it. You want to try and keep your hips nice and level. Tummy pulled in. Let's go for 10, 9. If you feel your back doing this at all, really scoop those abs in more. Tilt the pelvis. 5 more. 4, 3. Nice work. 2, 1. Curling it all the way down. Very nice. Now we're going to keep your butt down on the floor. We're going to take your arms. You want to take your thumbs towards the floor behind you. Now in this position, you want to keep your low back glued to the floor. So when you're here, you don't want to arch your back. You want to keep that belly button pulled in. And breathing out, push the palms back down towards your side. As you do this, spread your fingers nice and wide so there's tension all the way to the hands. Tummy pulled in so you keep your back flat on the floor. Stretch those arms away from you. Slide those shoulders down towards your bottom, especially as you take your arms behind your head. So when you're lifting those arms up, think of sliding those shoulder blades down almost like a pulley system. Breathing out. So as we pull those shoulder blades down, the arms come up. Let's go for 5 more. Tummy pulled in. Keep this connected. I want you to think now about your rib cage as well. You want to try and pull your ribs down towards your hip bones. So there's a lot to think about in a very simple exercise. We've got 3 more. Scoop in those abs. Beautiful. Shoulders down and back. 2. So even though this looks incredibly simple, we're focusing on the abs, the back being glued to the floor. Spreading those fingers. Last one. Shoulders down and back. Now hold your arms here. We're going to lift those hips up and down. So now we're lifting up those hips and curling down. I still want you to think of pulling your shoulder blades away from the ears. Breathing out. Tummy pulled in. Thumbs pushing into the floor. Curling down. So your arms aren't completely relaxed. They're working. Breathing out. Pull those shoulders away from the ears. Stretch those fingers. Push through the heels. Tummy pulled in. We got 5 more. Lift up those hips. Keep that tilt in the pelvis. Beautiful. Arms are getting tired. They should be working the whole time. Tummy pulled in. Scooping down. Remember, let the coccyx touch the floor last. Nice. We got 2 more. Stretching those arms. Those arms aren't just relaxed. They're actually working. Now, hold the hips up on your last one. Tilt that tailbone. Let's do the arms again. Breathing out. Now we're holding that pelvic curl. We're adding the arms. Same arms we did just now, stretching them away from you. You want to think of touching the ceiling, squeezing your bum. Whew, this is tiring if you're doing it right. Let's go for 5. Thumbs to the floor. Breathing out. Nice, Laura. 4. Tummy pulled in, big breath. Keep those abs engaged, pushing through the heels. Sliding those shoulders down and back. Whew. 3 more. Everything that needs to knape, knape. Beautiful. 2. Breathing out as we push down, as if you're pushing through water. Last 1. And curling it all the way down. Hug those knees into the chest. Beautiful. Whew. Have your arms out to the side. Place your feet on the floor nice and wide. And let's just roll those knees side to side. Loosening off the hips, loosening off the low back. Have your arms nice and relaxed now. Now they're not doing any work. Beautiful. Alrighty, we're going to go into our little crunch series. Okay, so feet stay on the floor, hips distance apart, hands behind your head. You want to clasp your hands and think of lifting those elbows just off the floor so that they're in your periphery. Tilt that tailbone towards the ceiling, squeeze your bum, pull your belly button in. We're going to breathe out as you lift your head and shoulders. You want to think of tucking your chin in, lift as high as you can, and curling down. Nice. Breathing out. Keep those abs engaged the whole time. Coccyx tilted. Curling down. Perfect. We've got 5 more. Breathing out. Hold it. And curling down. 4 more. When you breathe out, think of also pulling your rib cage down towards your hips. Tuck that chin in. Make sure as you curl down, the chin is the last thing to go down. You don't want to lead with your neck. Breathing out, come up. So in this position, you don't want to lead by going back with your head. Tummy pulled in. Nice, we've got 1 more. Now hold it here. You're going to rotate. Tap your one elbow down to the floor. Come back to the middle. Keep your head and shoulders up. Other side. But your elbows stay the same. So we're not moving the elbows at all. You're literally just rotating. Take one down. Breathing out to come up. Good. Rotate the other side. That's perfect. Make sure you keep the head and shoulders up. So we're feeling those obliques. Good. We got 4 more. Tummy pulled in. Keep your knees facing the ceiling. Don't let those legs move. 3 more each side. Head and shoulders up. Tuck that chin in. Whew. 2. Great job. Last 1 each side. And relax it down. Stretch out your arms. Stretch out the legs. Very nice. We're going to go back into that position. Take a few nice deep breaths. Stretch out those abs and your ribs. Right, now we're going to do obliques. We're going to do the same with the obliques, but we're going to add a leg. So keeping your knees bent, feet on the floor, we're going to go 10 to the one side. We're going to lift the head and shoulders, crunch. You're going to twist, lift the knee up and back down. When you go back down, you keep your head and shoulders up. Just come to the middle. So we're permanently crunching. We're going for 10. Breathing out. Remember not to just move the elbows. You want to really twist. Tummy pulled in. Nice. We've got 5 more. Keep that chin tucked in. 4. Take the leg up and down. Nice. 3. 2. Beautiful job. 1. Relax your head down. Have a little rest while we change sides. So breathing out again. Coming up. Head and shoulders lifted. Let's twist to the other side. That's it. So now from here, we're just adding that knee. It's the same action of twisting those elbows around. Tummy pulled in. Nice work. For 5. So you really should feel those side muscles on the tummy working. 3 more. Twist. 2. Beautiful. 1. And stretching it out. Nice work. Right, we're going to work our posterior chain a little bit from here. So coming up into sitting, you're going to have your legs stretched out in front of you, hands behind you. If you can, have your hands, your fingers facing you. If you need to, you can turn them out to the side. But from here, we're going to do a little combination. So we're going to breathe out, push through the heels, lift up the hips. So we're working the posterior chain. Take the hips down. Make sure you don't sink that head into your shoulders. And then we're going to do a little tricep dip. That's it. So from here, breathing out, nice long neck. Lift up those hips, push through the heels, straight legs, tummy in. Drop it down. Tricep dip. Nice. The elbows go back. We've got 5 more. Breathing out to lift. Tummy pulled in. Really push through the heels. Feel your hammies going into the back. Nice. 4. That's it. If your wrists get too sore, you can turn them around and then just do what you can with the triceps. Good job. We've got 3 more. Keep those elbows back. Long neck. 2. Beautiful. Tummy pulled in the whole time. Last 1. And dipping down and up. Perfect. Coming to lie flat. So we're just breaking up the position there because we're crunching a lot. So we want to open up that posterior chain. Stretch out your left leg. You want to have your right leg up towards the ceiling, either long stretched out or bent, depending what you can manage. Your leg needs to be dead straight. So if you can't straighten it, then you can have your knee bent. Hands out to the side. Tummy pulled in. Tilt that tailbone to the ceiling. We're going to do hip circles. So you want to draw a circle on the ceiling with either your toes or with your knee. And you want to keep this opposite hip pasted down. So my left hip must stay glued to the floor. As I breathe in, breathe out, using my abs. Breathing in. You can do it with your straight leg, same. Make sure this hip doesn't lift. So you've really got to concentrate on working your opposite core to keep this hip glued down. We're going 8 one way, tummy pulled in. Phew. And then 8 circles the other way. It looks very small and like a small exercise, but it really is quite tough. From here, I want you to make sure that you take this hip outside of the line of your hip. So don't just keep this like that. You want to literally take it out. Don't let this hip lift. And this is the reverse. Squeezing here. Making sure you're taking this hip outside of the line of your hip here. Nice. 8 one way, 8 the other way, and then stretch out those legs, and we're going to change sides. Tummy pulled in, tilt, leg up or straight leg. Really keep that opposite hip connected. Let's go. Tummy pulled in. Breathing out. Now make sure you're not just rotating that leg, that you're actually moving the whole leg outwards, making a circle. Drawing circles on the ceiling. You don't want to be twisting that leg in the one position. Glue that opposite hip down. Good. Change direction when you've done 8. Tummy pulled in. Think of trying to slide those ribs down towards your hip bones. Every level of your back is touching the floor. And your right hip is now glued to the floor, left hip is drawing circles on the ceiling. Think of tucking your chin in. And stretching it out. Well done. Bending those knees. Let's just roll those knees side to side. Very good. Loosening off those hips. Stretching that front, that top hip flexor out. Squeeze your bum. That's it. Right, and coming to lie on your side. So I'm lying on my left side. We're going to do both sides. Have a sip of water if you need. We're going to do both sides. Right, so resting your head down. Your underneath leg is bent, top leg is out straight. This top hand could be on the floor supporting you, or on here making sure you're connecting. I want you to lengthen that top leg away from you. I'm going to try and touch the pillar, and we're going to lift it up and down for 10, 9, tummy pulled in, that's it. So we're working from the hip. Beautiful, squeeze and lift. Tummy pulled in. 5 more. 4, still think of shoulders down and back, lengthening that leg away from you. 2, 1, now hold that leg up there. From your abs, you're going to do 8 circles one way. So really controlling it. Beautiful, lengthen that leg away from you. It should all be burning, and 8 circles the other way. Keep this control. Stretch that leg away from you. Beautiful. Whew. 1, very nice. Now bend that top leg, place it on the floor behind your underneath leg. Stretch that underneath leg out. You want that underneath leg about 45 degrees to the side, so it's not straight in line with you. Take it out. Rotate those hips so you're opening them up a little bit. Strong leg, tummy pulled in. Let's lift that underneath leg up and down for 20. Now same with this. I want you to think of stretching that foot to touch the wall. So every time you lift, you're lengthening it away from you. Tummy pulled in, inner thigh working, very strong quads. So you keep that kneecap pulled up. Let's go for 10, 9, tummy in, 8, beautiful, 6, 5, feeling it here, 2, 1, very nice. Let's go on to our other side. Right, so I'm now on my right side. Rest your head on your arm, underneath leg bent up, lengthen that top leg away from you. Try and touch the wall. Let's lift it up and down. I want you to think of touching the floor each time as well. So we're doing full range. Tummy pulled in, tilt your coccyx towards me. Abs in, shoulders down. Let's go for 5, 4. Movement should happen just from the hip. 3, 2, 1. Now hold the leg up there. Connect here. 8 circles one way. You don't want your whole pelvis moving. That's perfect. 5. And change direction. Really scooping in those abs, holding everything solid in your pelvic area. 3, 2, 1, place that leg behind the underneath leg. Stretch out your underneath leg at that angle. Open up those hips. So my hips aren't facing me directly in the screen. They're opening up kind of to the diagonal. And let's lift. Tummy pulled in. Strong leg. That's it. Breathing out. Stretch that leg away from you. Nice. You want to breathe out each time you lift. The inner thigh and your abs are very connected. Let's go for 10, 9, lengthen that leg away, 8, 7, 5, pull those abs, the ribs down, 3, 2, 1, very nice. Right, coming to lie on your stomach, you're going to place your hands under your shoulders. Have your legs nice and wide and roll those heels towards each other. So from here, you want to think of sliding those shoulders down and back. Squeeze your pubic bone into the floor, squeeze your tummy, and then just lift up from your thoracic spine with your pushing through your hands. Your hands stay on the floor, and then coming down. So make sure you're not arching your low back. This stays tucked under, squeeze. Shoulders down and back, slide them hard away, push through your hands, lift up a little bit so it's a bit of extension in your thorax, and down. We're going to go for 5 more. Slide those shoulders, squeeze your bottom, push through the hands. As you push, keep thinking of sliding those shoulders down and back, tucking your pubic bone into the floor, and down. 4 more. Tummy in, scoop, shoulders, push, and down. Nice. 3 more. Tilt here first. Shoulders down. Beautiful. It's not a high lift because we're not arching the back. 2 more. Push. And down. Last one. We're going to hold it there. Shoulders down and back. Squeeze the bottom. Push and lift. Now from here, forehead facing the floor, lift the hands. Stretch into a Y and squeeze. So now we're keeping that thoracic lift. Thumbs to the ceiling. Tummy pulled in, breathing in. Squeeze those shoulders down and back. Make sure you're not arching your back for 5. 4, squeeze. 3, beautiful. It doesn't look like much, but you're working hard. 2, 1, and pushing yourself up. Let's go into a child's pose. Whew, stretching it out. Nice. Very nice. Coming onto your back, we're going to go into our leg swaps, and then we're going to stretch. So from here, on your back, hands by your side, slide the back of your head up the mat, tuck your chin in, lift those legs into tabletop. You want to tilt that tailbone towards your nose, so you're tucking in here. Knees over hips. Unless you feel it in your back, then bring your knees in front of your hips. Let's go. Breathing in, tap one foot down, breathing out. As you lower that leg, hinging from the hip, make sure your pelvis doesn't move. So you're scooping those abs in to keep that coccyx towards your nose. Tummy pulled in. Let's go for 5. Ribs down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Placing those feet down on the floor. Very nice. Arms up on the floor at about 45 degrees, palms facing up. Take your right ankle onto your left knee. We're going to take those knees down to the right side, stretching out the hips, and I want you to look at your left hand and stretch that left arm away. So you feel a stretch on this whole left side. Reach that arm away. Try and get this knee down to the floor. Stretch. And remember to breathe out. Try not to fight your stretch. Very nice. Bring those knees back up. Don't change legs. Take your left hand, take your right, put it on your right knee, pulling it across. Take the knee down to the floor. Try and keep that arm out. Stretch that right arm away from you. You want to get the knee down to the floor, reaching that arm away. Breathing out. That's awesome. And bring those knees back into the middle. Let's change sides. Left ankle onto your right knee. Arms up. Take the legs down to the left side and stretch that right arm away. I'm trying to touch my water bottle. Reach it away. Stretch the front hip. Breathing out. Feel that stretch. Push that knee down with your foot. Nice. Lifting those knees back up. Take your right hand onto the left knee. Gently pull them down to the right side and stretch your left arm away. You want to get your knee down to the floor and those shoulders stay down. Reach that left arm away. Stretch, stretch. That's it. Coming back into the middle, hug those knees into your chest. And rolling up into sitting. Awesome job. 30 minutes. Back to basics. It was amazing. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining, Laura. It was awesome. Sure.